Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we have more CLOL ESC League of Legends action with Week 11. We are almost done. Today we have the undefeated, the 10-0, the Miami University Redhawks taking on one of our biggest and historic rivals.
Yeah.
We have the University at Buffalo Bulls, who are sitting at 7-3.
Yeah, but they're a pretty feisty team. Don't let their record deceive you. They like to, similar to some of the other teams we've played against, they can, punch up the ladder. They like to take on teams that are really good, and I think they can definitely put themselves in a great position for an upset here tonight.
Yeah, and as usual, I'm Isaac Rhythm Arredondo, and I'm joined today with my friend and co-caster
De-
Devin the Doc O'Connor.
Were you just gonna introduce me?
Oh, I
Ah,
gotcha,
you
man.
know
I
what?
gotcha, man.
Fair enough.
Now, a little bit of background for this matchup. Miami and Buffalo first met face to face in 2020, 5 years ago. Since then, Miami has gone 1-4 against the Bulls. We have won once in the 2023 regular season, in which we eventually lost to them first round in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
no.
this is a
I,
little bit of a revenge game.
yeah, no. There was one time where we did beat Buffalo, and then we didn't qualify for the
Yep.
playoffs, and that was quite unfortunate. But yeah, Buffalo historically has been a divisional rival, incredibly strong team, incredibly strong players, and hopefully tonight we can get the better of them because that would be something that is pretty historic. This is definitely the most meaningful um, best of three that we've had so far, just in terms of the history that's between these two teams. Like Battle of the Bricks is fun, but
Yeah.
this is something completely new. This is a different beast.
And
So
if the Red Hawks win today, then our game this Saturday, which maybe moves to Sunday, we'll give you an update about that. But that game against Ball State would be two Titans of the ESC conference going head to head. Both of them, if the Red Hawks, like I said, win today, both teams would be playing undefeated, looking to stay undefeated going into the playoffs. And that would just be a dream come true. That would be an amazing
yeah,
matchup.
and what I thought about that match is that it would be to decide who has first seed moving
Yes.
into the playoffs, which we are in fact hosting at Miami University. So that should be really fun. It's a land playoff. So yeah, look forward to that. But yes, that match, whether it be Saturday or Sunday, is going to be incredibly consequential. Just as consequential as this one, I think, especially if Miami, like you said, continues their undefeated streak through ESC. So yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty interesting game. I really hope that we get, maybe the best of three. We
Yeah.
go all the
Oh,
way.
best of three today would be so much fun.
Yeah, we've had some times where we've gotten close. I think the only best of three we've actually had was against Northeastern.
Northeastern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so all the other ones have been clean 2-0 sweeps by Miami, but I think that maybe we get something different tonight. Buffalo, at least on paper, is looking like a really strong team, so I'm excited to see what they can pull out.
But before we get into the game tonight, Devin and I wanted to play a little game.
Yes, we did.
So we are going to be doing the Laldle live on stream. If you've played a Wordle, it's essentially that, but you have to guess the Lego. Oh my gosh,
League
the
of
League of
Legends.
Legends champion.
Yeah.
So here we are. So what do you want to guess? First guess.
I always run with Ash, and the backstory behind that is, well, not only does she give you some good info, you'll see what it kind of runs with. Yeah, we're gonna lock in that Ash, and yeah, so it is going to be a male champion. So if it's green, it means that it is right.
Yep.
So that's what it is. So we see that since it's not female, it's a male. Um, it is played bottom, but the yeah partial. You can see with the indicator, kind of the legend down there that. Um, Orange means partially correct. So this champion, whoever it may be, the male, can be played bot lane and another lane. So I'm leaning towards something that maybe it could be flex top or
It did come
mid.
out in 2009, so that limits our champion pool a lot. So that's like game release champions.
Yeah, let's see. Who would be an ADC? Hmm. That's a male.
2009 Ash, Ziggs is technically he's not like an ADC, but he's played bot lane.
It's not a human. Was Corky on release?
I believe Corki was 2009. I
Why
could
don't we
run
try that? I feel like that's a good one.
run Corki.
Yeah, because he could be flexing a bunch of different roles, and he's a Yordle.
Run it up.
No way did I just do that.
Bang!
I mean,
Bang!
do
Wow.
I deserve my non-existent paycheck? I think so.
I think so.
I think that I have proven that I am a savant when it comes to League of Legends.
Now there are like 5 other game modes, and I think we should just rip through all of them.
Let's
So
do
the
it.
next one is gonna be a quote. This is a champion's quote that we have to guess. Vandal City, Yordle, Clutch, Mech. Give me a rumble.
Rumble.
Give me a rumble.
All right, 2 for 2 on that one.
I've played this game way too much.
Uh,
Never
I've never either.
I've only heard Rumble on like his super mech
Super
skit.
Mecha one,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah.
that's so odd.
Bendos. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Oh,
Okay, so we have it on.
that's
That's Curse
a
of the
Mumu
Sad
ult.
Mummy.
That's a
Yeah,
Mumu ult. That's so
a
free.
Mumu. In
Amuma.
fact, just before this, before our stream started, we had one of our production guys was playing a Mumu in the new
R.
arena mode.
It's the
Yeah,
R. Oh,
Curse of
that's
the
so
Sad Mummy.
free.
Yeah, we saw that, I believe, a couple weeks ago, pretty recently. Uh, No, it's
No,
Vayne.
no,
It's
no,
Vayne. It's
no,
Vayne.
no,
It's Vayne.
no,
It's Vayne.
no,
It's
no.
Vayne. It's Vayne. It's Vayne. Oh, see, it's no fun because I'm just like, I'm so locked in. I'm in the mindset to have like clairvoyance, you know,
What do we got next?
splash art.
Splash art? That's a project skin.
Are you sure? I can like my eyes are not good enough.
That's for sure project skin. We have to guess the champion.
Are
So
you
no,
sure
it's
that's project?
that's absolutely a
I
project because
literally.
it's like the rain in the Neo City kind of setting.
Oh, Mordecai
It could be Mordekaiser. I think Mordekaiser's red.
or
Uh, Pike is red, and Jin have red.
Pike is
Uh,
orange.
then it might be.
Only
It's
red
not
one that
Jin.
I know is Mordekaiser.
Silas has a project skin.
Yeah, that could also be it too. His base is red. Try that one.
Silas. We'll run up Silas.
Oh,
Bang. We're
dude,
different.
how do we do that? That's
Give me Project
project, but a
Skyless.
non-prestige. There's a prestige version.
Yes, not Prestige.
So that would be project Silas.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Wow. Look at that. I think we
Wow.
have we just showed off our credibility for being up
Exactly.
on this stage right here.
Yeah. I look at that. So that was perfect in every category except
Except for the
the
classic, which is
classic.
pretty
Yeah.
hard to.
Yeah. The classic is really. I mean, that's one out of what? How many champions are we on now?
We're up to 160, I believe.
There's some. I think we're even above that. I mean, I don't even know, but I feel like the odds were not in our favor, but we still got
No,
it
we
in
still got it.
two.
We're a
So
nasty duo
we're
back here.
we're pretty good. Any other teams casters want to challenge us to a Lotto battle? I think that would
Actually, I'll
be
call out the Ball State casters right now.
yeah.
I know that they do this for their streams. If you want to do better than us,
Yeah.
what, two on the classic and then one on everyone else? That's my personal challenge to
Yeah.
you guys.
We send it over. If you can beat us, then we will be impressed, and that will actually be a good indicator for the match coming up this
Yeah,
weekend. I
clip it
think.
and ship it. Clip it
Yeah.
and ship it,
Let's
chat.
see what happens. Send it
Now,
on Twitter.
for our rosters for this game for Miami and Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
Miami will be bringing the usual starting lineup with Final Boss of Ohio holding that top lane, HBTX in the jungle, Quager in the mid lane, Lord Bonk Bonk in the bot lane, and Phantom as the support.
Yeah, so the familiar cast of characters you've grown to know and love. Again, I can't not be biased towards Lord Bob because of the name. As we've stated multiple times, just very much in love with good summoner names. So yeah,
Yeah, and my favorite part of our casts, I always like to do the names for the opposing team.
okay,
Devin does not know them beforehand, and I like to read them to him live. So here
yes.
we go. In the top lane is Lexrum, Lexrum.
That's not okay. What I like about that is that's easy. That rolls off the tongue,
Yeah.
but it's not like, it's not like something revolutionary.
Jungle, we have Kofi, Kophi.
I like the use of the P to it's like a pterodactyl, so it's like cope. I don't know. It's like an interesting use. I think it's like you could have gone with like comfy,
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
That's maybe not as innovative. So I like that. I like that.
Mid lane is Elvin Cyber, Elvin with two L's.
That's an interesting combination there because you think of Elven, you think of like you think of medieval, you think of like
Mhm.
fantasy, and then you have the cyber, which is more like tech, sci-fi. I like it.
And then their bot lane duo will be Fishy Fizz as the ADC and
Mm.
Tut as the support.
I love Tut because when you type Tut, especially if you do, which I'm taking a look over there, and it looks like they have the Tut is like it's like a crying person.
Yeah, it looks like somebody
Yeah,
crying.
but I
It's
also
actually kind of funny.
like the pharaoh, um, but
King
also
Tutankhamun is
yeah.
was their name.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
a little
history
history
lesson.
lesson.
Yeah, and then we also have what was it,
Fishy Fizz.
Yeah, I like the alliteration, but I hate Fizz.
Yeah, it's going to be
So
kind of hard saying Fishy Fizz or Fizz is going in when we do
which
have a champion named Fizz who will probably not be in this game.
yeah, Fizz is unlikely to make an appearance, but who knows? But we do have a lot to go over in terms of the patch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
We have a fun patch that just dropped earlier today at like 3 p.m.
yeah,
Uh,
I wish they didn't.
I wish they
I wish it
didn't
was
either.
okay. So, funny story: the patches for the first few, I think it was the first, the second, and the fourth patches of this year of 2025 came out on Thursday instead of Wednesday, so we didn't
Yes.
really have to deal with them as much. But Riot says nope, not anymore. But something that is nice is not only are we back here to cast this game, Hex Tech chests are back.
Hextech checks are back.
and
I'm
and
so
and we
excited.
saw them. I had a live report from Isaac today. He saw them in his inventory and he lost it.
I was in class and I went into the League of Legends client and
Oh
I looked at
no.
the battle pass and I saw the chess. Immediately pulled out my phone, went on Discord, and texted my friend Devin here,
Hmm.
all caps. Chests are back.
It was an emotional moment for him. I could tell,
I
like
was
it
very
was
happy.
resonating through the text that, it was clearly something that was a very significant moment in his life. So I'm glad that you were able to experience
I do
that.
just want to say, pay attention in class. I do so as well. Today was just like it was an easy day. But like you said, patch
Stay in
notes.
school.
There are a lot of changes. I don't know them off the top of my head. I will be reading. I will be looking down.
Mhm.
As far as champions go, not too much. Aphelios got a slight attack speed buff.
Yeah.
Probably still won't see him. Ash's ult damage got decreased by 50 at all ranks. Also, probably not going to see anything. Cho'Gath mid got nerfed. That
With
is
Hail of Blades.
yeah, the Halo
Okay, yeah.
Blade Sorelli is like full speed Cho'Gath.
It was
That
so
also got
busted.
nerfed a little bit, but just some changes here and there. The main thing comes with lane swaps.
Yeah. So
Uh, Lane swaps have been the bane of this level of league and pro
higher.
league for forever.
I think the upper echelon of league, like back since I believe the last MSI was really when
Yes.
they hit their peak. Genji was, kind of like the pioneer of this or like at least the forefront of this play style in terms of being able to split the map and really just playing it out and being able to dodge a lot of these really annoying 2v2 matchups in the bot lane. Let's say you were going against like a really strong lane like Kalista Renata, where you're just constantly going to get bullied. You just swap to top lane and then you're able to play the first three levels without having to play into that such an obnoxious, like oppressive
Yeah.
matchup. So this is something that Riot tried to find a solution for several times. They tried to like do little band-aids and nothing really ever stuck because I think their misconception usually was that it was about like the tower plating, and it never really was. It was really more about being able to survive the early game and scale up to the point where you can match these really oppressive
Yep.
early game champions. So now they've just taken the little changes they've made, the gradual changes over time, and just decided to drop a atomic bomb
They
on
went full.
them.
They went fully nuclear.
Yeah.
This takes up an entire page of my screen right here. But I'll just try to speed run through this a little bit. So from the timestamps of 1 minute 30 seconds to 3 minutes and 30 seconds, if two enemy champions, so like an AD carry and a support, who don't have a jungle item are in the top lane or the mid lane or surrounding areas, lane swap detection occurs. This first part is just detection of it. If the team has no junglers, that's disabled. So we may see some strats
Some
where
crazy
jungler,
tech.
yeah, some crazy tech. We were joking about it before, but we heard that one crazy tech is for the jungler not to buy an item, jungle item. You have 2v2s in both the top and the bot lane, and then after that 3 minutes and 30 seconds is up, then the jungler will back buy the jungle item and then start playing as a jungler. I
Yeah.
hope I don't see that.
I think it's a little too early. Like we said, the patch just came out a couple hours ago, so if we're already seeing stuff like that, I think it's maybe a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm an open-minded guy. We'll see what we have to do.
Still with the detection part of things, if the team has two or more junglers, junglers will now be included in the check. So that's with the checking if there is two or more people in the lane. Champions who are about to trigger lane swap detection will get a warning ping on their screen as well as a text warning that they are about to trigger lane swapping penalties.
Mm.
That is just to help the players be aware of what they're doing. And then also champions who trigger lane swap detection will have a debuff, an icon over their champion, and repeated text warnings that they are about to take the lane swap
Oh
penalties.
no.
So that's all the detection part of things. Once it's detected, here are the changes. While lane swapped is detected, the defending turret has 95% damage reduction, and fortification no longer reduces damage if lane swaps are not detected. Defending turrets will deal 1000% damage to minions,
Yep,
so one-shotting all of them to clear the way faster to
exactly.
make the setup for a dive harder.
And one-shotting you.
Yeah. Defending turret and minions give golden XP from their kills to the nearest allied champion in the lane. So that's just to help, uh,
Last hit.
yeah, to
Yeah.
catch up a little bit.
See,
Offending champions gain 50% less golden XP from minions, and this will linger from 20 seconds in the top lane and 6 seconds for the mid lane.
so just imagine like if you ever played support, which is crazy, I know. And you get like the minion debuff where you have taken too many minions and last hit them and not done it with your support item. and you get reduced gold for every minion. Just imagine that for like 20 seconds,
Hmm.
and you're not getting any XP, and you do no damage, and all these things are just making it so much harder. So they've really made it almost impossible to go for these really early roams and these dives in the
They
top
really
lane.
have. And then the last change is that in the top lane only, so not in the mid lane, the defending turret will also deal 1000% damage to champions, and the defending champion has a 50% damage reduction under the turret. So that means they will be dealing less damage and will be taking a whole lot more.
Yeah, so the tower will be incredibly strong, and they will be incredibly strong. So any attempt to even circumvent this and go for a dive, regardless, because maybe you think that it's worth it to get the early kill, get a TP, something like that, it's going to be that much harder to pull off, even if they're not even playing like a weak side top laner, like something like we've seen like a Orin or Cassante
Hmm.
that's historically harder to pull off that dive. I just think it's basically neutralizing any potential.
Yeah, and then some other champion changes. Cassante got slight nerfs to his max HP and his true damage from All Out from his passive W.
It does do a lot.
Elise got a little bit less damage in the form of her Q for both her human and spider form. Poppy deals less damage, bringing her base damage down a little bit, so she's not like an early game menace in the jungle. And then Skarner got a couple of changes, but I mean,
He's still
Skarner's
Skarner.
a
He's the new
great champ.
Cassante.
Yeah.
He was designed by the same person who designed Cassante, at least the rework was, and it shows in the sense that fundamentally this champion is just gonna need a larger mid-scope style update to be able to fit into the game without being
Hmm.
completely busted. So yeah, I mean, obviously there's some pretty significant changes to keep them in mind when we eventually get into the series because yeah, I mean Miami didn't tend to dive a whole lot.
No, we had one lane swap used against us one time, and then we had a roaming Elise support in another game.
Which ended up
And
getting
both of
delayed.
those games went really poorly for the teams that executed them.
Yeah, because in order to make these styles work, these really aggressive roaming styles, part of the reason they're so prevalent and highly elo among teams that were really good macro wise is because you still need to be able to juggle the XP effectively
Yep.
and make sure that you don't fall behind in levels. And that's something that we see that's a lot more common in teams that are trying to pull off the lane swap at maybe the collegiate level
Hmm.
because it's very hard to be cognizant of your XP when you're getting these dives off because it might seem good on paper and then you get back to lane and you're 3 levels down from the enemy
Yes, I
support.
do remember that Elise support being 3 levels down at one point, and then also with the 80 carry and sub who swapped lanes, they didn't really push our top laner. They didn't really push. I
No.
don't remember who was on. I think it was Final Boss. They
Yep.
didn't push him under tower, and then it was kind of curtains for them.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
it definitely does have kind of a skill threshold there. This is definitely more of a change that's aimed at a higher elo and kind of like the upper echelon of League of Legends, but it is something that can still be felt if obviously you said there's that warning message, but if the support maybe is not, is maybe taking a drink, eating some snacks
Hmm.
and doesn't see that, it could change the course of your entire laning phase. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. But yeah, we're should be getting into game pretty soon. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Is
Yes, I hope
everything's
everything's going
yeah,
well with the players and the
yeah,
operations at the school there.
yeah. Unfortunate, but we will be moving on undefeated in ESC action. Make sure you tune in. We will get the game timeout very soon.
Yes, stay tuned to our Twitter at RedHawksGG for all updates regarding the game. If things stand, it will be Saturday at 3 p.m. If not, we'll throw an update over there. Uh,
Shoot for Sunday,
Shoot for
maybe.
Sunday,
Yeah,
yeah, maybe around 3 o'clock, same time.
same time. Yeah,
But yeah, RedHawksGG, we'll send out tweets.
yeah.
That's your source of information for our happenings over there.
Well, yeah. Well, this has been me, Devin, the Doc O'Connor. I'm doing you, Isaac Rhythm Arredondo, and this has been not League of Legends, but a series of mini games.
Yeah.
All
Have a
right.
good night, everyone.